What's up, dogs? Today's story happened in 7th grade during lunchtime. Middle school lunch. What a fucking hellhole that was. I mean, the chicken sandwiches were always undercooked. The chocolate milk was sour. It tasted like fucking Iraqi asshole. And the pizza, people always say, I wouldn't fucking know that, pizza, it's like sex. Like, even when it's bad, it's good. But whoever said that, they are having too much sex and not even eating enough pizza. Because if you had the pizza that we had in middle school, you would not have that opinion. I mean, what the fuck? It was basically just a piece of wheat bread with some cheese on it. That's disgusting. Don't fucking serve me that shit. It's fucking insulting to humanity to even serve children that pizza that they gave us. So back in middle school, it was like you just had to do what you had to do to get the necessary nutrients to survive. There was no, you just had to scarf down whatever you could find and get in those calories. I'll often hear in like documentaries about North Korea that the prisoners have to like catch rats and eat them just to survive and stuff. And when I watch those documentaries, I can actually relate. I can really I went through something very similar in middle school, actually. And I know how that feels, So growing up, I mean, I was always really jealous of the kids that got home lunch every day. I think that's a bunch of fucking bullshit. They get the Oreos and the Lunchables and hot Cheetos and all this cool shit, and I'm over here eating garbage. Because those were the real privileged kids. Because people want to talk about white privilege, dark privilege, Jew privilege. The real privilege is the kids that got home lunch every day. It's home lunch privilege. That's what we need to be talking about in our society. Those are the kids that grow up to get laid and become CEOs and shit, But I remember every once in a while, my mama would make me a home lunch, and those were the glory days. When I got a home lunch from my mama during middle school, that's when I knew I made it in life. That's when I knew it was gonna be a good day. Except for maybe this story, but we'll get to that. And so this particular day, my mama packed me a very special home lunch. She'd never done this before for me, and it was quite a surprise when I opened up my lunchbox to find some Chef Boyardee raviolis in a thermos. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what the fuck did you just say? Chef Boyardee? That nasty ass shit? You think that that's good? Well, first of all, you need to check yourself, okay? Because different people have different cultures. And in my culture, Chef Boyardee is a delicacy. You see, I remember taking that first bite of those raviolis during lunchtime, and man, it's so good. It's like you temporarily just get put into some type of ego death from these Chef Boyardees. You just start going into this blissful mind state where your entire consciousness is melted into a sea of Italian food and raviolis and cheese, and it's incredible. It's like for one moment in life, you're transported into this dream world where you're floating in an oasis of tomato sauce, ready to get your dick sucked by some Chef Boyardee babes. It's just, god damn. And this is when the story takes a dark turn. You see, I don't know exactly what happened. I hypothesize that there may have been some type of bad chemical reaction that went on with the gases in my stomach and the pesticides in the ravioli or something. I don't know. But all that I do know is that after I ate a few of those raviolis, I just felt a shockwave reverberating from my intestines throughout my entire body. I immediately felt ill. I felt like I was gonna fucking die. You know what I mean? I knew immediately that I was in a crisis situation. And so I was just thinking, oh fuck, dude, I gotta go to the bathroom. And so I went to the lunch lady, this fucking cunt, and I'm like, hey, I gotta take a shit. Can I go? Please, I gotta go. This is an emergency. And she's like, oh, well, the fucking lunch period's gonna end in like 5 minutes, so just hold it. It's fine. Just hold it. I don't even have the bathroom pass. The other lunch lady has it, so just go wait in line. You'll be fine. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, god damn it. And so, real simple. I don't want to go on a dumb tangent, but the way our lunch periods were set up, obviously there's an exit to the cafeteria, but like 5 minutes before the lunch period was over, this big ass stampede of kids would all crowd around the exit door, and then when the bell rang, the doors would unlock, and then just a big ass stampede of kids runs out of the exit, just to give you a sense of what I'm talking about. And so I have to take a mad shit, so I gotta make sure that I can get to the bathroom as fast as possible. So I pushed myself all the way to the front of the stampede, and I'm just standing there right by the doors, just waiting for this bell to ring, and like, god damn, I'm sick as fuck. Like, I just feel pale in the face. Like, it's one of those things where, first of all, at this point, I felt so sick, I didn't know if it was a shit, I didn't know if it was a fart, I didn't know if it was a shart, I didn't know what was in my gut, but all that I knew was that it wanted out. And I was just trying my hardest to keep my little balloon knot sealed tight. I was just clenching up every muscle in my body. I was clenching up, and it was one of those types of shits where like you're holding it in so hard that your fucking legs start cramping and shit. Like, Jesus Christ, dude, I was freaking out until the bell rings and the doors open, and I make a mad dash, and the seventh graders, the seventh grade wing was upstairs, so I start running up the stairs. I gotta go take a shit, man, and I made it about halfway up the stairs, and I think from clenching my butthole so hard, I think that my muscles gave out, and I fell like halfway up the stairs, and I was just on my hands and knees like, oh shit, and I look behind me, and there's a fucking stampede of kids, and they don't even realize that they're in the trajectory of this toxic asshole that's about to explode. And I just looked back, and I realized it was inevitable. It was too late. There was nothing that could be done. And I just said, I'm sorry. And I felt the pressure building up. My asshole started to expand. The devastation that shark caused was immeasurable. All the students who were caught in the initial blast were immediately disintegrated to the atomic level. And those were the kids that got it the easiest. Everyone who was caught on the outer blast, those are the guys and the girls that got it the worst. Many people suffered permanent blindness, deafness, chemical burns throughout their entire bodies. Many of the pregnant chicks in class, their babies ended up having birth defects. They all ended up looking like Chef Boyardee. That's nothing to laugh about, though. A lot of the doctors called this generation of babies born in such toxic conditions Chef Boyardee noble babies. It was truly a sickening sight what happened. A 500-meter radius around the initial blast zone was declared by the FCADA as having too high levels of ravioli radiation to be considered even safe to live. Many families had to be displaced It was like a whole new generation of Native Americans being pushed off of their land. It was just devastating. The damage that was done that day was devastating. And to this day, the toxic chemicals surrounding that initial blast zone are still too deadly to be around without proper safety precautions. And I just wanted to make this video just basically as a PSA to let people know about the dangers of unsafe ravioli use. Chef Boyardee, man, like, there's a lot going on in society right now. There's an opioid demographic or whatever, the cigarette smoking, AIDS for the gays, you know, lots of things to be scared about. But I just wanted to get some awareness out there. If you're gonna eat Chef Boyardee, be safe, know what you're getting into, and I don't fucking know. I just shit my pants in school, guys. It was kind of funny. Thanks for watching. Can't do this all the time. It was Thanksgiving break though, so I had some time to make it. Thanks. Bye.